Hey guys, welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we are here with our play-in preview show. So the regular season is behind us, and now we're starting the fun stuff. We're going to dive into all the matches. We're going to give you our bracket, talk about, what we think, where we think teams are going to go, what's going to happen. But first we're going to dive in some news and that kind of thing. So, we didn't have too much because, it's playoff centric. And I kind of like the fact that all the other stuff is kind of died down, but we're going to dive into some things. So today and, the last couple days, the homestand tickets have been dropping. So, people seem to be a little, concerned about the pricing on some of these things. What do you think, Kel?
Believe me, when I first saw some of the things, I had some sticker shock. I was like, oh my God. But it was mostly just I got a text from you. That was the first that I saw of it. And you said for the Toronto one, for instance, it's between 97 for the lowest, and this is weekend pass. Worst case, so 97 for the weekend for nosebleed seats, 226 for the good ones. And that is a lot, but if you really think about it, you're getting so much that's happening in those. You're basically going to a con for 2 days.
Right.
And what these are going to be. It's like a small con.
Right. And I think what people are the point that they're missing is in this, it's not cheap. It's not like baseball or something like that where, you have 81 home games. Yeah. They're going to be $12 right. seats.
Yeah.
This is, 2 to 5 times in a small venue, but you're also getting, you're getting 4 matches a day.
Right.
And plus all the other shenanigans that go around. You have meet and greets, and you have all the signings, and you have all the people that are, it's just, you're right. It's like a con.
Yeah.
And $225 for a weekend, I'm down. $226. Yeah. And that's for the seats in the middle. They have other packages, VIP shit. I'm not one of those people that necessarily has to go and get autographs and all that crap. I've never been into that kind of shit. Right. Even when I was way into music, the backstage passes and all that stuff, I was never really down. I just want to see the action. Yeah,
that's never been a huge thing for me. Maybe for us now that would be different. Because it would be helping us provide content for the show. Yeah,
if anyone could give us any insider info on how to get into the press conferences and stuff like that, that would be fantastic.
I don't know. Do you end up paying extra for those types of things? I don't know exactly how that works.
I've never been considered anything adult and anything like that, like a press person. But yeah, so there was that. That was really the main thing that happened this week. I'm really excited. One of the weird things though is I guess Boston and London don't have venues yet.
Yeah.
But I guess they're working on it. There's so many places they could have stuff.
Oh yeah. They're two, Boston is the 5th largest city in the US. London is the largest city in Europe.
One of them. I've been there. There's so many venues for things.
Yeah, they'll be just fine. It's just a matter of hammering it down of where they need to. And I wouldn't be surprised if in London they do it in multiple different venues. I know there's a few. I think they're doing that in Philly because not all of them are going to be at their arena because I don't think it's going to be done in time. But they are planning on having it ready for at least a few of them.
You know what would be the dopest thing ever though in London? Having it in the Shakespeare Theater there.
Oh,
what the fuck is that called?
Would be cool.
The Globe Theater? Terrible.
Or what used to be the Globe Theater or something
the
like
Globe
that?
Theater.
Yeah.
How fucking dope I would fly to London for that.
Super awesome.
Esports at the Globe Theater. Come on, man.
Right.
Profit can be I don't know, kingly or whatever. Anyway.
Yes.
Oh man, but we're super excited anyway. And there's certain places too, the Mayhem tickets I saw, they're not that expensive, but it's just, you got to deal with Miami and all that stuff.
Right.
For me, as a Mayhem fan and a Toronto fan, the first weekend in April is pretty much a kind of a go for me because I get to see the Mayhem and Toronto, and I'm just super excited. I know you're super excited. We're probably going to go to both. I'm massaging that into my life right now.
Yeah,
I mean, just kind of throwing the feelers out, and my wife's kind of okay with like, oh yeah, if you want to go away for 2 weekends, I'm down with that.
Yeah,
because if I don't have to fucking deal with your mouth during these weekends, that's fantastic. Because she's got to deal with me all through football season.
Oh yeah.
So by about April, she's done.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, speaking of that kind of leads us into some of the content that we're going to be having this week. Tomorrow night, or I guess tonight, depending on when this goes up, we are going to be streaming, and we're going to, I think all of us are going to be a voice chat, or we're going to have some kind of thing where you'll be able to hear most, if not all of us, all the podcasters as we draft for our fantasy football league. So we're going to be streaming that and having fun with that.
And so 9:30 tomorrow.
Yep.
On all of our streaming channels, YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of trash talk and all the things you get with a good fantasy draft.
All that.
Plus, we get all of us who just talk trash anyway.
Yes.
I'm sure the Outlaws are going to come up at some point in the fucking show because...
with the amount of Outlaw fans that are going to be...
Well, it's like Outlaw fans and Mayhem fans.
Right.
It's weird.
It's so weird.
And then a couple of...
Because all of the... the Outlaws have the most outspoken fans, so of course they're going to have podcasters. And then there's only 10 Mayhem fans, so they all feel like they need to make content for it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. And y'all are going to be surprised next year.
I mean, I don't even have a team, so I have no room to talk. I'm just a fan of the league.
Well, then you have some Soul fans. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. And good thing we didn't draft last week because some people had taken Andrew Luck and Lamar Miller.
Yeah, right?
And it's already started.
You never draft before the last week. At least before week 3. Yeah, anybody that drafted before last week is just dumb.
Yeah. You got to have it after week 3.
Yes.
Because that's the last...
Anybody that gets hurt in game 4 is going to be so, meaningless anyway. Because
they're going to get cut anyway. They're just going to be on the payroll. They actually benefited from getting hurt.
Right. Right. Hey, you just got paid to get... Or you got paid to get hurt.
Yes. Oh, it's... Yeah, that's just one of those things. You don't get the Jason Sehorn blowing his knee out because he wanted to return a kick in week 4 of the preseason anymore. Mm-hmm. Google that if you don't know much about football. Anyway, so here we are. We are at the point of the play-ins. We're going to dive in, guys. This is what we do best. This is what we like to do. We like to talk matches. We like to get into what's going to happen, talk about players, talk about all that stuff. The other bullshit that goes on is great, but this is why we're here. So, first 2 matches, we have Friday night, we have Chengdu Guangzhou, and then after that, we have Shanghai Philly. So, how are we feeling about Chengdu Guangzhou? We talked a little bit about it on Sunday.
We did. So, this one, honestly, I feel like whoever wins this game, this is the one that I'm so torn on, but I feel like whoever wins this game is going to make it into the playoffs.
I'm going to throw this out.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard Bren, and they have their little podcast thing.
Yeah.
I've heard that London is absolutely mashing with Sigma.
I'm not surprised by that,
and
honestly.
What is Prophet going to do if he gets to play Symmetra? Prophet on Symmetra.
Oh God! I mean, honestly, is there a character that's not terrifying that Prophet would be playing? Probably the least terrifying is Brigitte.
And he still was decent enough.
Still a really damn good Brigitte.
Prophet on Symmetra. Let's put that out there. No, but this match, I'm more excited about this match than the other match.
Yes.
Definitely. That side of the bracket is, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen.
Yeah.
You have the 3 most puzzling teams in the league on that side of the bracket. You have Shanghai, Philadelphia, and Seoul. Like, these three, what the fuck is going to happen this week? Teams.
God.
Like, if I was betting, I would totally avoid that side.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I would, just from the value standpoint of betting, I would go with Chengdu, just because you're going to get value. Because you don't know what you're going to get. There's a potential of them rolling. There's a potential of them getting rolled. So you're going to get good value. You're going to get good lines and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But let's talk about that match first.
So, Chengdu Guangzhou. My God. I mean,
and we have a new meta too on top of it.
I am leaning more towards Guangzhou because I just have more faith in their ability to adjust, whereas Chengdu has been very resistant to like adjusting. Like they throw out wacky strats and do unexpected things, but when that doesn't work, they just stick to it.
But I'm going to sound like the devil's advocate for Chengdu, but sometimes they inadvertently fuck the meta.
True.
But I'm kind of with you on Guangzhou. Right now, they're really good, but I'm worried about their... I don't know what to think, because I don't know who can play Sigma. And if they're going to play Sigma, I'm pretty sure they are, because he's pretty strong.
Yeah. No, there's no way that Sigma will be the most played tank, for sure. I think
Sigma Orisa.
Sigma Orisa, but the tank that is played with him, I think, is going to be what varies the most. But I do think Sigma is going to get most of the play time.
Yeah. So that I'm thinking is going to fall mostly on their off tank.
Yeah. For Sigma. Yeah, most likely. I mean,
we'll see.
But I feel like some of these guys could absolutely do it. Like if you look at some of these other teams, I feel like a guy like Bumper is probably going to be the best option for Sigma.
Well, then you look at other things like the ladder. Number one Sigma player is fucking Hydration.
Yeah.
He's
I was just
oddly enough he's playing Sigma Ball and Orisa.
Yeah.
So is he going to flex on a tank for them? I mean, this is like next week talk, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But then I was just watching Super's stream, and he's ranked 49. And he's been playing nothing but Sigma.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could have a situation where you have... But do you sit Choi?
Right. No way. You have... I mean, and
that's so many good players on that team. It just is...
Yeah, that team's going to have no problems. But I feel like when it comes to this... is Ameng going to be able to do this? Like, that's the real key. Like, it's such a mystery because you don't know, is Chengdu going to actually go for the meta, which is doubtful. But then, like, okay, if they don't, then what the hell are they going to play?
Right. But one of the things that they do play really well, that's a good counter to the Sigma Orisa, is they play the fucking Doomfist thing. That high energy, get behind the line. If you can get over the barriers,
right,
you can. And like even from us playing, I mean, lower elo, but one of the things that fucks Sigma up is high movement.
Yes,
because
he's got slow projectiles and just like everything about him is very, very slowly
calculated and
paced.
slow. I mean, he does a lot of damage, but characters like Doomfist and like if you can play Winston to a degree on certain maps, that's a hard counter.
I do think there is a strong possibility that they still run ball.
Oh yeah, because ball. I mean, I don't like it as much as other things with Sigma, but ball does work.
Do they play ball at all? Like, do they play Sigma at all? For Chengdu, like I feel like they could probably end up running maybe a
ball
diva dive.
Yeah, depending on where you're at and what map you're on. I mean,
I think they could definitely bust that out. And then like a Doomfist,
ball diva, Doomfist Sombra.
I would say either Sombra, maybe Farah in certain situations.
Yeah, like certain maps.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see Chengdu just being like, no, we're still going to keep playing ball because Ameng's just so good at it.
Good at it. Well, and
it just completely disrupts that like super bunker, especially if he can pair it well with a Doomfist, and they do have a really good Doomfist player. Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely a real possibility for Chengdu. On the flip side, what does Guangzhou do? Do they go whatever the meta is?
Guangzhou can hard counter them or do the same thing to them because they're kind of like mirror images. Guangzhou's a little bit more refined, in the fact that they can play the meta or not play the meta. They're kind of that team that can. Chengdu can adapt, but Guangzhou has the players to be able to. Okay, so we're going to go meta. We can do X. But if you want to go this, we can go that too.
So what I'm seeing from these two teams is Guangzhou is the Spurs from the mid 2000s, where they just are like, whatever, we're just going to adapt to whatever thing. And Chengdu is the Suns. Like, they're just going to play their game however the hell they want. And it's going to work pretty decently for them. Just that 7 seconds or less Suns. That's why I lean more towards Guangzhou, because I think that their flexibility and their adaptability. It's not even flexibility, because Chengdu can switch up their stuff, but
they can flex.
But their ability to adapt and play the proper counters as far as
besides mind fucking somebody into doing something different, like they can actually do the proper, like on paper. Okay, we can do this. Guangzhou can do that. Chengdu's going to do stuff that's like, whoa, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, Chengdu thrives on creating chaos.
Yeah.
And Guangzhou can thrive in different situations besides chaos. Like, if Chengdu's not creating any chaos, then they aren't doing shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the games that they get rolled. If they can't get anything done and put people out of the position that they're comfortable in, that's when they really struggle. And I think that Guangzhou is going to have they're going to be well adapted to making that not happen.
Yeah. Okay, so are you going with Guangzhou?
I'm going Guangzhou.
So am I.
But this game's going to be so fun to watch. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for this fucking match. I can't wait for any of them, really.
I kind of wish that this was the late game, though.
Yeah.
It makes very little sense that the next game is what's being played.
Well, it doesn't, but
yeah,
Shanghai's involved,
and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you've got 3 Chinese teams all playing in one night, so I get it. But I feel like the double matchup of the 2 Chinese teams should have been the later one, because you've got Philly playing at midnight our time.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
that's not going to sit well with Philadelphia fans.
Yeah. So.
All right, let's talk about this thing.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going to happen in this match?
Who is it going to be? I don't know.
I'm not confident. The only person I'm confident in any of the tanks in this whole match is Gamsu.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be able to play what he plays well, but what's Philly going to do? Look, Poco's a good diva. He's okay Roadhog.
But is he going to be able to Sigma, or is he going to be... Yeah. Sato is the problem, and it's like, are you going to put Sato on Sigma? Are you going to keep Sato on Orisa and run that? I just don't know. And then,
or do you
then you put Poco on Sigma, or do you run
what you're comfortable with?
Yeah.
Do you just run the old meta from this stage that they were mediocre at best at?
Or did they just say, fuck it, we're just going to force dive?
Well, I think a couple teams could do that.
That might be Philly's best chance.
Or force double sniper with some sort of Orisa bunker.
Yeah. I mean, Casato's not a terrible Orisa.
No, he's pretty good at Orisa. He's not fantastic by any stretch. But
I would say it's one of his better tanks.
Yeah.
But he is. I mean, his best tank is
or do you run
Winston?
Do you run the hyper boost Ryan Zarya with Lucio into a bunker.
There might
But
be
Shanghai's not going to run bunker.
work.
That's the whole thing.
Right. Shanghai's not.
What the fuck are they going to do?
Right. And that's another mystery.
Because
like, honestly,
if they run the Pharah thing, Philly can just run dive or double sniper and just fucking murder him.
Yeah, but actually the Pharah thing kind of works well against dive. We know that from last year. That's what Philly thrived on.
That's true. And it's going to be a weird match because you don't know what to expect from these teams because Shanghai's been so bad in this stage. For as good as they were last stage, they were absolutely terrible because
they've been abysmal.
And I'm going to throw this out there. Were they just okay? So we're probably hard set in the 12. So let's practice and scrim on the new patch.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll run what we're running and see how that works kind of now, and then maybe move from there.
Yeah,
I think so.
I mean, for them, I hope that's what's happening, because if they come in playing as flat as they've been, they are going to get rolled. I don't care what Philly plays, because Shanghai has been that abysmal that Philly could literally just roll out freaking Diva Hog, like Torb Bastion, and then Mercy. No, who's a
like we were playing last night.
Yeah,
let's try and work around this.
Yeah, like they could just roll out whatever garbage lineup they want, and it would just roll Shanghai if they come out the way they've been playing. Oh yeah, they just haven't looked good. And so I for their sake and for just the sake of getting competitive games, I hope that they make it happen. But I've really not held out much hope for it anymore. Yeah, I mean, I kind of got to go with Philly. Yeah, I'm leaning way towards Philly. I mean, I'm kind of going with Philly because I'm more confident in their skill outside of the tank line. Tank line frightens me. But yes, Shanghai, tank line is frightening. Who's playing it? Like if you're doing the Sigma thing, do you have Envy playing Sigma, or do you have Gamsu, or do you have Gaguri? What do you got going on there? I feel like it could be Gamsu and Envy. Yeah. But who knows? It could end up turning into a fucking old school dive match for all you know. Do they bust out? Do they try the Rhine Zarya and then you throw Gaguri out there and Zarya? I mean, that would be a possibility. I mean, like if you got King's Row or something like that. Mm-hmm. King's Row, Li Zhang. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some places that they could throw that out there. I mean, remember, they get the first, the first map is picked for them or whatever, and then they get to pick. So if you get to pick, maybe you pick King's Row and you run Ryan Zarya and you have Gamsu and, or maybe you run dive with Gamsu and Envy. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this match is not quite as up in the air. Because I just lean more heavily towards Philly, but it's a different up in the air. Yes, it's like because it's more dependent on whether Shanghai can pull their heads out of their asses. At this point, and from a certain perspective, Philly pulling their heads out of their asses as well. Yeah, true. But I'm going with Philly. Yeah, same. I think the experience too, a little bit here. Yeah. All these guys were in the finals last year. Shanghai's on the big stage for the first time. Well, I mean, stage playoffs, whatever. But, yeah. So as far as the next matches, the highest seed will play Seoul. The highest remaining seed will play Seoul. The lowest remaining seed will play London. So if Guangzhou wins, they play Seoul. If Chengdu wins, they play London. Okay. So going by our predictions, Guangzhou versus Seoul. I take Guangzhou. I do too. Seoul is what Seoul always is, and that's don't know. Yeah. I mean, how's this? I'm going with Guangzhou to beat Seoul. I would not be shocked if Seoul came out and fucking won. Right. It would not be surprising. I can't imagine that Seoul is going to get... So what I'm guessing is going to happen is, depending on who Seoul plays against, I feel like if they play Philly, I feel like Seoul can definitely beat Philly. If they play Guangzhou, it's kind of 50-50. But what I'm thinking with Seoul in general is this match, they come out with their best, their absolute best. And they either roll or get rolled.
Yeah.
And there's no in between.
Well, no, it's their whole season. There's no in between.
And then I feel like they're just going to continue that. If they make it past this, they're going to continue that. Like, and they'll probably get further than they should if they get into the full-on playoffs, because then they get the losing bracket too. Or they get the losing bracket too.
Yeah.
So I feel like their first match in the playoffs, they come in, they're too cocky, and they get steamrolled again. Then they go back, they reset, and they come in with their right mentality, and they win a game, and then win again, and then they get rolled in the next game. And I just feel like that's the trajectory I see for Seoul, but they also have such a possibility of just getting absolutely rolled in this game and not even making it into the playoffs.
Guangzhou has the absolute power to roll them.
Absolutely. Worst case scenario for Seoul is if Guangzhou wins.
Yeah. I think Philly's their best shot.
Because maybe Shanghai, but honestly, if Shanghai well enough to beat Philly, I would probably end up picking Shanghai.
Yeah. Okay, other side of the bracket. I sound like a London fan, but I can't go against this team.
No.
And they're so fucking lazy.
Yeah. They are.
I mean,
they are the 2015 Cavs. Like, they are just, or the 2016
waiting for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just waiting for the playoffs. Just can this regular season just end already?
We don't give a shit where we land in there. It doesn't matter.
Right.
All right, play in. Yeah, we'll win the one game.
Whatever meta we have to learn, then we'll learn it then.
Well, yeah. And the thing is, things are weird. They're going to figure something out. And when you have the talent they have on this team, we always talk about like Seoul and other teams. The talent on London is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. It is.
Let's be honest.
They are absolutely stacked. Like, that team is just absurdly talented. And we know that they have the ability to bring the cohesion whenever they need it. Yeah. So I feel like no matter who they end up playing, they're probably going to beat them.
And from what everybody's saying is they're locking down this meta. And, I could kind of feel that they weren't playing what was going on the last couple of weeks.
It's not even that they looked shaky, because it
looked like they weren't even fucking playing. Right. They were
like they just looked like that. Like, these were just like not even scrims. Like, they were just quick play.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. We'll just go in and fuck around, because our real games don't start until
we got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they're one of the teams that didn't play on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't in the play-in. Actually, most teams did not.
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of got had their time to practice and all that, but I just can't go against them.
No.
So
no matter who they end up playing, honestly.
Yeah, coming out, I got London and London Guangzhou.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Is London Guangzhou coming out of it?
I wouldn't be shocked if Seoul came out of it as well, but just because they only have one game each. But
right, but do they fall on the football curse of the Peyton Manning Colts or the other teams that
get
round. That first round bye and just get smoked in that after being off for a week because they had too much time off?
Yeah, well, that team doesn't play until next week.
Oh, God.
Luckily, they got 2 losses that they can fucking stack up. Anyway.
Yeah.
There's a couple of teams that are playing next week that, don't have good track records in the postseason.
They really don't.
You got,
and then they're playing hungry teams. Like you got Atlanta.
Atlanta's the scariest team in this playoffs. Mark it down.
For sure.
And, regardless of the meta change and all that, the way they're playing and the confidence they have and the way them in San Francisco, and it's absurd that they're meeting in the first round.
Right.
But
and
it's not
like it's this match that makes me so happy that it's double elimination.
Because you could get that twice.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't either. Good one.
Yeah. That was unintentional. Not like last week.
I know.
Custa's last stand. No one gave them a break.
Oh, God.
That was a tough choice as what I was going to put the title of that video.
Yeah. There was so many options.
I opted for the non-trademarked one.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, so, okay, guys, that's going to be it for our play-in preview. So be sure to hit a like and a subscribe if you're on YouTube.
On YouTube.
And thanks a lot for, checking us out, guys. It really means a lot to us. And all of your, input and your comments and all that stuff is, really fantastic. We love all of it. And anybody listening on any of the podcatcher, Spotify, iTunes, I'm like lost for words right now, which is weird. Spotify, iTunes, any of those things, any
whatever your podcatcher of choice,
whatever your choice is. Thanks a lot for tuning in on there. Please hit give us a rating, and always comments are welcome. And don't forget to, comment on videos, hit us up on Twitter, keep the conversation going. That's what we're all about.
Keep an eye on our Twitter for updates on when we go live, because we're going to have 2 different streams this week. We've got our fantasy football podcaster draft coming up on Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern, and then on Sunday, of course, we've got the
our
Sunday night bat cap. So definitely check us out there.
Yeah,
we've got a whole lot of fun. Like we're going to be talking about these play-in matches and everything that implies as far as matchups going into next week. Just kind of recapping everything that happened with those play-in tournament. So definitely check us out on there, and that's going to be on all the 3 different streaming sites that we go on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. So check out our Twitter to get links to all of those. And thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Catch you guys in the next one.
Later, guys.